This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so today I'm going to teach you a Vagrant. Now we'll think about what is Vagrant. So let me tell you here. So far you have got experience creating a VM, virtual machines.
Correct.
But how? So you were creating a virtual machine through the VirtualBox.
Correct.
But what will happen? What will happen? Uh, what will happen? Uh, Sometime when you work in the development team or QA team, then you
Mm-hmm.
need to you need to create a multiple environment actually. Okay, multiple environment. For example,
Correct.
I'll put it in this way. There is a bugs which is happened on the release which you did 2 years before. There is a few bugs on which has got which is got reported uh, uh, the release which has happened 1 year. So basically you need to create different types of dev environment for the
Okay.
different bug, different release, different. Let's say you want to have one environment for Java 4, one for Java 5, one for Java 6. Correct? So
Yes.
just imagine you are a developer and you if you spend time creating the environment like this, then most of the time you'll be losing setting up the environment only, right? Correct now?
Correct. Correct.
So what to do? So how can we automate the VM's creation process? That means whatever you did yesterday, you created a one VM through the UI part. But what will happen when I start getting the serious development? Then we have to not only create a VM but also automate it. Automate it to save time, not the UI operations. Different kind of VMs which you want to create, and also not only create, you want to share with it. So now if I ask you, hey, go ahead and create a share your VM, the one which you created yesterday, how can you do that? So again, you have to take a clone, then save, export to some format, and then FTP, then this, that. Again, lots of challenges are there. You'll be able to do that, no problem, but challenges with the challenges, you will lose the time for it. So
Correct.
just to automate creation of the VM, please mind it here what I'm saying. If you want to automate the process of creation of the VM,
Uh-huh.
configuring the VM, testing the VM, sharing the VMs with your development community, with your peers, with your team, then you can use Vagrant. So Vagrant is not a VM creation tool. Mind it, it will not create a VM. VM will be created by the VirtualBox itself. But
Okay.
Vagrant is on top of the VirtualBox to automate the setup of the development environment. So basically, it will help you to set up your development environment. Make sense?
Okay. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So it is a tool for developers when you want to work with the multiple virtual machines, different configurations, and all. This will help you, and this will primarily help you to automate the setup of your development environment.
Okay.
So what to do? So typical the new starters, if you really want to understand, so when you join any organization, then you join some project, you get a laptop, and after that you spend 1 or 2 days of time to set up a development environment with the different tools, configurations, and all. Now you don't have to do that. If you have a Vagrant, just go pick up your laptop and start Vagrant environment. Within a 10 minutes, all the environment which you wanted is available in your laptop. Okay, so what do we
Okay.
do? So for that, we have to install the VirtualBox, which you did it yesterday.
Yes,
And
sir.
then on top of that, you have to install Vagrant, which I'll do. I'll show you this very easy. So both
Sure.
VirtualBox and Vagrant have a great simple installation instruction. Now this instruction which you see actually on my screen
Uh-huh.
is basically a code command line which will work in the CentOS 7. I'm not going to ask you to do that because you are running the VirtualBox in the Windows, not in CentOS 7. This is for running the VirtualBox 5, which is a very old revision to run in Ubuntu, but you are not doing it. So what we do? So first thing, I'll just get into the demo. Here you will go to the Vagrant download. Just put it up. By the way, Vagrant is one of the tool from the company called HashiCorp, and
Okay.
this tool is written in Golang. That means this will be available for all the platform and so on. Okay, so
Okay.
here you see that HashiCorp Vagrant. For what reason? Development environment made easy. And which is the latest version? The download 2.3.0. And if you know that Golang is platform independent, so you can install the Vagrant in Mac OS also. You can install the Vagrant in Windows also and Linux also. For the
Okay.
Linux, all these instructions you can follow. Okay, for Windows, you have to download the executable file, next, and finish. And I think you understand that what I said,
Yeah. I mean, like
correct?
it's simple Windows installation. Yes.
Yes. So remember that VirtualBox was installed already, and which you can see in my box already.
Yes, sir.
Let me stop this guy. And this VirtualBox installed. And second thing which you need is a Vagrant. So I have installed the Vagrant in my machine already few months before. And how do I validate? So here you see that one command. So that the best way to go to the command line, cmd, and just type Vagrant. And you see that if it says command not found, that means it's installed. So that
Okay.
means it's installed. So Vagrant installed, and it's giving you some examples code for try it out. That's all. So Vagrant installed, and which version? Probably few months older version. That will hardly matters now. Done. But the question is what to do now. So for that, you need to understand few process. And the process is very simple. Add a Vagrant box, create a VM, configure the VM, and set up your project environment. That's all. So
Okay.
I'll not go through all the slides and all talking about lots of complex process, but it's very simple. So the flow of the sessions will be, I'll put it in this way. Step number one, download and
VirtualBox.
install Vagrant.
Okay.
VirtualBox, that's correct. VirtualBox. Of course, VirtualBox you need it. Second, step number two,
Configure a VM.
download and install Vagrant.
Oh, okay.
And then, so remember that in the yesterday class, when you wanted to create a VM, you required the ISO file, correct?
Correct, sir.
Image,
Correct.
the OS image. But
Yes.
actually here we require the image. Of course, we need the image, but we don't need that image, the one which you used yesterday.
Okay.
And for Vagrant, we use a different image, though it is a CentOS, it is a Ubuntu, it's a Fedora, it is Debian or Windows. Those image you need it, but the format of the file will be different. Content
Oh,
almost will be same, but the packaging structure is different. Make sense? For
yes,
example,
sir.
I'll put it in this way. You have a certain files, whether you zip it or tar it, content will be same, na?
Yes.
But formats are different. So same way,
Correct.
the ISO image will have a same content what the box will be having, and it will contain the operating system. But Vagrant supports the boxes. So third thing is step number three. Step number three. Okay, add a box URL to Vagrant. Okay, so now we'll say, okay, box means what? So I'll put it in a simple way to for your memory. Box is equal to OS image.
Okay.
Okay, OS image. Okay, so then you'll say, Rajesh, from where we're going to download the OS image. So actually there's so many places which you can get it, the box image. Just type Vagrant and OS, Vagrant box image, sorry, just type box images. And you see that here you got the one place, there's
Correct.
another place here, you got it here also, and few other places also. You can create your own boxes also,
Yeah,
but
there
you
can
can
be
use someone else.
there can be
Yeah,
many mirror servers, right? So yeah.
yes. So if you see that here Ubuntu, here if you have CentOS, the size, what exactly, let me check. This is CentOS, and this is the
Link.
ways to download. Yeah, this is the configuration file. I'll teach you I'll teach you command line back because I don't want you to get lost. So yes,
Sure.
this is the one. Now what to do? So this is the one website also. So you can download from here. There's another website which you have here. So many websites are there. It's up to you which one you wanted.
Sure.
So what to do? So you can add this box URL to Vagrant. So where is the URL? So let's say you look at this here. This is a website here. So many Vagrant boxes are there. Hundreds
Yes.
of this. So CentOS and a lot of you see that here. Each of the boxes is different sizes.
Correct.
So I will go ahead and create one copy of it. This is the one. Let me verify if it exists or not. Sometime URL is outdated. No, it's updated. It's there. And you know the only thing is this image is no. When you download from the GitHub, it's very slow actually. It is
Okay.
just sorry, 20 minutes, 15 minutes or something like that. So this image, you should do that because this contains a CentOS 7, which we needed, but I don't have a patience to, you know, try it out all this stuff. So can we go here? These are the small images, and can we go and try if it is available? So let me check. And it's not available. And it's Sage. Let me try another image. Copy, and again this is not available. So I'm just filtering by size. And let me check if it is a Dropbox available or not. Oh my god, everything is having problems. So let me try this one.
Hopefully.
And this is also not available. So all the primary one will be available, but depends on that. I think this should be available. It's in S3. And yes, this is available. Cancel. Now only I'm using this one. So this image, what is that? I don't know. Basically, it's a core something. So basically, what I'm trying to tell you here, if I'm not downloading the real image, real box, which is like CentOS, Ubuntu, Fedora, Debian, or Windows, you can do with a peace of mind. This I am downloading because the size is very less. Okay. So what to do? So you're going to add it just like this. So this is the command to add in the Vagrant, that this one. So command you will learn, this is the one, and add it. So what exactly this will do? So it's like, it's not you know, it's just like adding this repository where the images will be there. Now one thing which you need to remember, you need to add a title, which I missed it. So here title. So what is the image? So add here KVM. I think I'm adding KVM. So here that's all. So here Vagrant box, what you want, add, what is the title, this is the one, what is the URL, this is the one. And after that, how can you see that which are the additions you have? So command is list. Now this website, you have to refer it while working with it. Are you understanding, all of you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So now I'm going to run this command, and where? So I'm going to run command in my Windows, remember that. So what I'll do, I'll go to the C drive, always empty directory, okay? And mkdir, and here Vagrant, I'm creating a new directory, cd Vagrant, and
You have a spelling mistake, so it will not be found.
yes. And here I will go ahead and do one thing. This command I will run it. It's empty directory, remember that. And
Yes,
now
sir.
I think it's 155 MB, NS3 is stored in the Amazon, so it'll be faster actually. Just wait for a few seconds.
So in an enterprise, I have a question. How do they manage the VMs? I mean, like here we are doing Vagrant because it's a free tool. And in the enterprise level, do they use the same Vagrant or do they use
Nope,
some other
nope.
tool?
No, I said no, it's a development level. For the enterprise level, you will use the VMs create on the AWS, or you
Okay.
use Terraform or tools like Cloud Formations and all stuff like that. So yeah, this is basically I is for your development level.
Okay,
So next time, like you want to learn tens of tools, create everything in your laptop environment. Why to go for and spend money on AWS for creating a VM over there, right? You
correct.
can run anytime. So you can learn from the airport, you can run while traveling, everything you can do in the laptop. It's almost done. It's just a little small file.
Sure. So in our training, what cloud provider are we going to use? Are we going to use our
AWS.
AWS? Okay.
Yeah, AWS. It's taking little time. Let it come. Wait for it.
Yeah, sure, sir. I'm just I'm just worrying about once the job starts, what time I'll be free to take the class.
Yeah, this session is being recorded. So what we'll do, we'll have a discussions on that after this, once the
Sure.
recording is stopped.
Okay.
So it's taking little time, and by the time it should be over. So now what we are going to do. So yes, I'm going to help you with the command line. So if you see that here, if you type vagrant help, enter. So now many things we can do that with the command line, and yes, it got X successfully. So now how what I'm going to do. So here vagrant box list. How many boxes I'm having? Let me check in my system. So you see here, just now I downloaded this one,
Correct.
but actually I have a many boxes actually. I
Yes, sir.
earlier I downloaded all this thing. Okay,
Yes, yes,
so these
yes.
are the boxes you have. Now what to do? So now boxes you have in local, and after that you have to say up. How do we say up? See, initialize this and up. So this is the step number 4. So here you did this, and finally step number 4, initialize these boxes. Initialize means
Starting.
creating a VM. Creating a
Okay.
VM. Creating a VM means initialize, we call it here. Creating a VM. So how do you do that, creating a VM? So here you are saying, hey, initialize from where? Which boxes? So I have a
KVM.
few list of boxes, which is, let's say I'm going for Ubuntu, not KVM, because KVM is the one I just downloaded for the sake of demo, because it's for
Okay.
sizeless. So
Okay.
Ubuntu 6. So here I say Ubuntu 6, that means this command will create a VM, not start the VM, but create a VM. And you
Okay.
see that how much time it will take. So enter. That's all. So now this command are created initialization in the Vagrant directory. If you go here and see, one file has come now, and you see
Correct.
that now you should spend some time here. The VM which you created, this file is basically configurations for it. So
Okay.
it contains many entries actually. You can configure the CPU RAM for this VM. You can configure the disk space for the VM. You can configure the networking for the VMs. Many things are there in this right now, not required. So that is done. Now next step is what? So step number 5,
Starting the
which
VM.
you have, and creating, I mean starting a VM. So starting a VM, how can you do that? Starting a VM, and the command is vagrant up.
Yeah,
So
but
here I
what
will just,
what if, for example, you have created three VMs, okay? How would it pick
yeah,
what VM to start?
That's what. So yeah, that's what. Every time when you create a VM, that means initialize the VM, you need to do it in the different directory. So that way, any one VM will contains one directory, will be in one directory.
Mm-hmm.
Got it? That's the reason
Mm-hmm.
here I created Vagrant. So the simple logic, can you have multiple Vagrant file in one directory like this? No. That means
Okay.
one directory, one image. Make sense?
Okay. Okay. Got it. Yes.
Yeah. So now what to do? So now I think you know that I'm just going to run this. So
Correct, sir.
creation is done and configuration file is in that locations, and then
As a
uh,
default,
then
as a default, uh, how much memory and the RAM, I'm sorry, how much memory and the CPU is allocated when we initialize this box?
so default there is a Vagrant setup. Okay, so that I'll just show you after a few seconds. Let me complete this flow. So there's a Vagrant setup which we'll see that in some time. Okay,
Sure.
global configurations. So you can modify this Vagrant file and influence that, but let me first complete this flow.
Sure, sir.
Now we see that here, bringing the machine's default VirtualBox provider. So VirtualBox is a hypervisor which is being used default, and this machines will be up. SSH is configured by Vagrant only. That means you don't need to have a password for it. It
Okay.
will be configured with SSH. So now if you see that here, many files will be created here, .vagrant, here machines, loader. So these all, it's not, you don't have to look at it, look into that, but you will understand this slowly. So almost done. Just wait for a few seconds. See here, NAT networking is being configured.
In our training session, which programming language are we going to learn? Is it Python or?
Python, yeah.
Okay.
Almost done. And you see that they are setting up the private key, and SSH
Right.
is also configuring and all. So it will take few seconds. Booting the VM, some of the pre-boot configuration they have attached, 22
Yes,
port
sir.
for the SSH and all. Networking is attached by default NAT one. I told you to change that to bridge mode to connect to the
Bridge mode.
different.
Yes.
Yeah. So almost done. Just wait for a few seconds more. And see here, and almost done.
Yeah.
Mounting is happening.
Yep. It's doing all the post checks.
Yeah, and done. So now what to do? So here, now I'll just say health. So now what we did basically, I added a box URL, initiated the VM, started the VM. First time it took some time, but later on it will not. After that, what you want? So here, so many commands which you have up to start the VM. You can validate if you modify the Vagrant file manually. You can run this command. You can see the status of the image. So this image, I want to see the status, and you see that image, I mean status of VM virtual machine here. You can see here the VM is running. To stop the VM, you can do halt. So here I would just want to tell you halt. If you want to
Okay.
stop the VM, if you want to destroy the VM, you can destroy this command,
Okay.
and few things. So now, yeah, that is the stuff. So status I showed you. Suspend, you can do that. You can pause the VM
Okay.
and so on. Now I want to log into the VM. So what to do? SSH. Remember
Correct.
here SSH. If you see that here,
Mm-hmm.
connect to the machine via SSH. But what about if Windows, then WinRM is there and PowerShell is there? You see connection method. So
Yes, sir.
PowerShell is there, and all methods are there because Linux as such. And now I will hit enter. I'm hitting actually, hitting, and then you see that where I am. So I should be inside a VM. By the way, I'm using the cmd.exe, so it's not for design for shell. So if you're using something like that, you use the git bash or something like that. So see that where are you? You are inside the Ubuntu server, and
Correct.
do whatever you want, just like that one which you are working last time. And finally exit, and this is your VM still running. You can go and exit. Now if I want to show you this one, see that here, this VM, the one which you see. Now you said by default how much base memory you have it. So
Uh,
1 GB, here
Correct.
2 processors and all
Yes.
stuff like that. Can you influence it? Yes, why not? So let me show you here. Vagrant configure memory and see memory only for time being. So here just file we have to modify Vagrant file, but what entry you have to modify, that I want to show you. So see here this entry. So here there's a config.vm provider virtualbox dot dot dot. Let me open up that file. It will be easy for you. So the file is here.
Okay.
Log files of this up here. You have it, and this is the file. And locate the entry which is here,
Memory.
that as per the image provider VirtualBox, and which is somewhere
It's down, I believe. Down. Still. Still.
here.
Yes.
So now you can modify. These all are commented, by the way. Just uncomment this and set the memory. Actually default is 1024. So like
Okay.
that, if you want to set a memory, you can modify this. And again, before modifying this file, you have to mind it. You have to suspend the VM. That means you have to stop the VM and then
Okay.
modify the file. And after the modifying the file, validate the file also whether it's correct or not. And after that, you up again and use that. So this is the way you can do. Check that. Here you see reload free.sh and also like that.
Yes, sir.
Understood? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
If you want to change the uh, bridge, I mean network. So network, change network adapter, change network adapter. Oh, what is happening here? Something. Change network adapter. And again, in the same file, you have to modify. The entry which you have to modify is here it is. Okay.
Okay.
So you can do that public network or anything else as well. You can change this. You can embed the IP address. You can change the bridge mode, the one which is the one which I ask you to enable it. So
Correct.
and all this stuff like that. So yes, many things can be done, and you know things. Now you go into the machine and do a lot of things, and now you want to share this box with your friend. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now you want to share this box with your friend, your peers, your colleagues. So how do you create a box out of it? So let me tell you, the box which you modify, it's not a box, it's a VM. So you have to
Correct.
convert it into the boxes. So how do you do that? So there's one command which you have, and I would like to tell you, which is a package. Okay.
Okay.
So here, Vagrant
Package.
package, and
KVM.
what you want to create a package of
K.
it's Ubuntu, right? It's Ubuntu.
Ubuntu. Ubuntu.
Yeah.
Ubuntu. My bad, sir. Yes. Ubuntu.
Raju, or let's say Devops school, something like that. App, enter. Simple. So the directory which you are, whatever the modifications you did, you created a new box, and there's spelling mistake actually. Just a second. Command I forgot maybe. So package full command output name, sorry, output. This was a variable, I missed it.
Okay.
So output what? Is equal to or what?
No,
Uh,
there is no is equal to. You did the right thing. Output file name. That's
let
it.
me refer something else because I don't remember the package. Not required. So output dot box, and here enter. So now it should be okay now. So I'm creating one box that named with this one after the changing on the 1 2, and this box I can upload to some repository where people can download share drive or something like that.
Okay.
So just let's wait for it. So remember that while creating the boxes is shutting down the
Correct.
VM. Yeah,
Correct.
just wait for it. Now you might have noticed some of the command which is login and log out here.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
what is that? So this command is nothing but for this website. Uh, where is that? This website. Okay.
Okay.
So if you want to upload your Vagrant boxes here, after the creating account, login and log out, you can do that. So
Okay.
upload command will be also there. So here, see upload command.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So login and upload that image, that box, and that should be done. So yes, its box is being created. It'll take a few seconds. I have a few CPU issues in my laptop.
Okay.
That's the reason it's little slow, but I think if you have high configuration server, laptop like what your usually the company will give you, then so in that it'll be fun working with it. Okay, so
No.
now it's done. Now I want to check that whether the package is ready or available or not. So box and list. Now this boxes you can share with anyone, upload it with anyone, and you can have it. So where is that? Hmm, it should be compression image. Yeah. So let's go for, and this is the box size. I think it's a 296 MB. So
Yes,
this
sir.
you can give it to anyone and get it done. Understood?
Okay. How do they use it?
This box file, they'll copy it anywhere wherever you want and add it,
Okay.
just like you did this command. No, see here,
Mm-hmm.
instead of this URL, it can be this file. Don't you think so? This one
Yeah, yeah. Yes.
got it. So
Yes, sir.
like
Yes, sir. Okay. So the
okay, so
extension of the box is .box.
yes, it should be.
Okay.
So this is the Vagrant. You have to practice it again. All the basics command I taught you, and then few commands you can take it from here. It's not very difficult,
Okay.
and get going. Any questions so far?
No, sir. I'm good.
Okay, now you can